Good evening, Charger fans, and welcome to the campus of Heritage Hall at Field 11, where today your Heritage Hall Chargers will face off against the Elgin Owls, a 4A opponent who was not in our district this year but was the previous. Elgin comes in with a 20-11 record. The Chargers fresh off their 5th district title in a row at 23-6. We've got a beautiful evening for baseball. If you want to come out, please do. It's a great night to watch. Tonight on the mound, and our featured player for the Chargers is sophomore Landry Kyle. Coach Landry, great young man, solid all-around player, tough to hit when he's placing his pitches and pitching his best, mixes his speeds up very well, and keeps the ball down in the zone, which all of us baseball coaches love. Landry also hits 301 when he's not pitching, so great all-around player, just a sophomore, a great future for Landry Kyle here in the Charger program. Our Mercedes-Benz keys to victory: cure the first inning blues defensively. For whatever reason, we've come out a little rusty, a little slow defensively the last few games, according to Coach Draper, and I know he's looking and visiting with his young man about curing that. No base running errors, no base running blunders. We had a little bit of that, I know, against Chisholm, and I know Coach is frustrated with that. I know they teach it, and those things happen at the high school level and any level. And of course, as always, we must have good pitching, a lot of strikes. Let this great team work behind him. I know that's what Coach Seymour and Coach Draper tell their pitchers. Hey, we got great players. Let your just throw strikes and let him play. And so we're looking forward to a great night. Like I said, very good program down in Elgin, 20-11. The Charger lineup, very familiar names there. On the bump, Landry Kyle, and completing the battery will be Junior Mart Smith. Going around the infield, Carson Orton will be at his usual first base. Freshman Colby Lewis will be at second base. The standard, our Derek Jeter, Blake Adams will be at shortstop, and Preston Taylor, very versatile player, senior, also will be at third base. In the outfield from left to right, we'll go with junior Jake LaForce. In center field, Chandler Shepard, another great versatile player, and then in our right field will be sophomore Range Faulkner. The lineup for the Owls, leading off and catching, will be Trevor Bianchini. A few names here. In center field will be Jake Mintz. At the shortstop, batting third, will be number 14, Jakin Snyder. In the cleanup will be Kendrick Black in right field. Lance Bianchini will be at second base, number 9. Playing first base will be number 16, TJ Neidert. DHing today will be number 21, Chase DiFilippo. And pitching on the bump for the Owls will be number 20, Jacob Dawson. The left fielder who is being DH'd for today will be Holden Bartoshevsky. Head coach, as we said, is Levi Garrett for the Owls as we pause for the national anthem here. Welcome back, folks. One thing we want to make sure to recognize are our corporate sponsors here at Heritage Hall, who are Bank First, Martin and Fielding, Express Employment Professionals, Orthodontic Arts, and Olympia Oil. Tonight is Orthodontic Arts Night at Stadium 11, but we certainly appreciate all the corporate sponsors here at Heritage Hall as we get ready for action here. Again, Landry Kyle on the mound. We mentioned the coaches, head coach Breck Draper for our Chargers, and Levi Garrett brings his Owls in from down the turnpike. Coach Draper's incredible record here in his 5th season is 149-34, and we are fresh off our 5th district title in a row and 21 overall in school history in the baseball program here at Heritage Hall. Got a great team. If you haven't seen the Chargers play this year, very entertaining. A lot of great senior leadership out here with some great young players as well. So the future looks great for Heritage Hall, but right now we're worried about the next 2 weeks, and getting back to the state tournament is the goal of everybody here. And Coach Draper will tell you, we have one goal. We want to win the thing. And they have every right to think they will be right in the mix again as we near the postseason. Sophomore Landry Kyle finishing up his warm-up tosses as Mark Smith tosses a strike down to Blake Adams at short. And we are just about set for action here at Stadium 11, on the campus of Heritage Hall. Leading off for the Owls will be number 19, the catcher, Trevor Bianchini. And here we go. Right down the middle, and that is hit hard to left field. The first offering of the day is off the wall. Fielded well by Jake LaForce, but Bianchini will have a leadoff double for the Owls. Bianchini did not waste any time there, jumped all over the first offering of the evening and drove it off the wall in left field. Well handled by Jake LaForce, as Jake Mintz, the center fielder, will step in for the Owls as he takes ball 1. Great night for baseball. The wind is not bad for our normal spring evening here in Oklahoma. That is pulled foul down the right side to even the count at 1-1. About 70 degrees, just about couldn't have better weather to play some baseball here at Heritage Hall tonight. One and one the count to Mintz, center fielder for the Owls. And that is outside for ball 2. That is inside as the count goes to 3-1 on the Owl center fielder. And a demonstrative strike 2 signal is given. I do not know that young man behind the plate, but I like it. It leaves no doubt. Full count to Mintz. And that's upstairs for ball 4 as he takes a base on balls. So Jakin Snyder, the shortstop for the Owls, will step in, the 3-hole hitter. It could be mentioned, the Owls come in with a solid 20-11 record. First and second with no outs here for the Owls. In the top of the first as Snyder looks at ball 1 high. Big young man for a shortstop. Probably a very good athlete if he's playing that position. As he hits a solid base hit to left, and Bianchini, the catcher, will score as the Owls jump ahead 1-0 here in the top of the first, with Kyle yet to retire an Owl batter. So the Owls are in business here in the top of the first. The cleanup hitter, Kendrick Black, right fielder, will step in now for the Owls. The hitter is Black. First and second, still no outs. That's chopped to third. He's going to step on third as Preston. Well, we're about a step from having a 5-4-3 double play, but as it was, we'll definitely take the double play. hit to Preston Taylor, steps on the bag, and fires to second base. So just like that, 2 down, and couldn't have had a better scenario than that. So Black reaches on the fielder's choice, and that brings up Lance Bianchini, the second baseman. And that first offering by Kyle is fouled off the top of the Stevenson Fieldhouse and bounds over. First strike one. And that misses upstairs to even the count at 1-1 on the Owl second baseman Bianchini. Kyle working out of the stretch. Conservative lead for the Owls right here. And that is upstairs as well for ball 2 as the count goes to 2-1. That is chopped to first base. Carson Orton makes the easy play, steps on the bag, and retires the side. But not before the Owls get 2 base hits and push 1 across. They take a 1-0 lead with the Chargers coming up. We'll stay right here. As many of you know, we have a lot of great sponsors that make ChargerVision possible, but first of all, we want to mention Luke Steelman and his great crew. None of this is possible without Luke, his tireless efforts and technological prowess, and the students that are involved with that. It's an unbelievable, one-of-a-kind thing that we have here at Heritage Hall. But some of our other sponsors, besides the corporate sponsors we mentioned, there are several. We'd like to thank our newest supporter, Venue 104. They take amazing care of our students every day at lunch and serve the state's best game day and gourmet concessions. Derek Nettle, the head man, the chef for Venue, is a great guy. I deal with Derek a lot here at school, and really enjoy Derek and the work that his guys do for the culinary needs of our kids here at Heritage Hall. Also, thank you to Quail Creek Bank for supporting us again this year. It's your connection to better banking. www.quailcreekbank, member FDIC. And a special thanks to another new sponsor, Heyday Entertainment. I bet a lot of you have been to Heyday. It's packed with family fun, bi-level laser tag arena with bridges and ramps, mini golf, ropes course, arcade, and pizza. They got a lot of fun things to do there. I've been there. Visit them in Lower Bricktown or Norman and watch the game the Heyday way. One other group we quickly want to mention is ChargerVision. Would like to thank Heim Orthodontics for giving so many Chargers something to smile about. I know about that orthodontic stuff. It'll keep you busy and keep your pocketbook busy, but it's important to get those kids and get the braces on them and get them looking good. So thank you to Heim Orthodontics. On the bump for the Owls will be number 20, Jake Dawson, today, as he has been given a 1-0 lead by his mates as we go into the bottom of the first. The order for the Chargers, pretty formidable group, will be first up, leading off the center fielder, Chuck Shepard. 485 hitter, 13 doubles, 2 triples, 3 homers, 37 ribbies, 39 runs scored, and 11 stolen bases. As he looks at the first pitch, right in there for strike 1. Chandler's a tough out. He was instrumental in our comeback victory Friday night against Chisholm. Off-speed offering there is fouled back by Chandler, and he's quickly 0-2 to Chuck. Chandler Shepard's the official name, but most of us know him as Chuck. He goes by Chuck. Fine two-sport athlete here at the Hall. That's upstairs for ball 1 as the count goes to 1-2. Chuck will be continuing his baseball career, as will several of our seniors, and he will be going to UCO up the road, playing for the Broncos next year on the diamond as he rolls it to second base, and the 4-3 put out. You better not waste time with Chuck running the bases. He'll fool you. He can run. He was a great cornerback and wideout for the football program in his last 4 years, and that speed translates well on the diamond. So you better make sure you pick it up cleanly and get it thrown over there if you want to get Chuck. Up second, a little shake-up lately in the order. Carson Orton, batting .459, will step in at the 2-hole and looks at a curveball for strike 1. Carson with 12 doubles, 2 triples, 7 home runs. A team leading 7 home runs, 32 ribbies. Looks at strike 2, quickly 0-2. So Dawson ahead, throwing strikes today for the Owls. There's another off-speed offering. Roller to shortstop is picked up. And it is dropped. Couldn't pick it. So Carson reaches. I don't know if we have an official scorer in the box up here. I'm going to have Big Ryan help me. I'm going to say that's probably on the first baseman. E3 there. Tough, but a play at this level should be made. So, great opportunity for Blake Adams. Batting third, our shortstop, hitting .482. Just a great career. One of the best athletes to ever suit up here at the Hall. We all know Blake is a star quarterback and been a 4-year player in the baseball and the football programs. Will also take his baseball career on up the road to UCO along with Chuck. Swung and a miss. Interesting to yell out strike on a swinging strike, huh? But, hey, like we said, there's no doubt what's going on down there. I like it. That ball's up. We have a balk. I was looking at the catcher when that happened, but apparently I didn't see it. Ryan, did he not stop? Yeah, that's what I wondered. I saw the first time he was pretty close. If you don't pause in the stretch and come to a discernible stop, that is a balk, and this is the varsity level, so no warnings, and as it should be. So Carson will take second base in scoring position for Blake Adams. Big slow curveball fought off nicely by Adams to stay alive here as the count remains 0-2 to Blake Adams. Dawson comes set, and that delivery is up and away for ball 1 to Blake Adams. One out here in the bottom of the first. Carson Orton in scoring position. Good job there again by Adams, fouling off that curveball to stay alive. 1-2 to the Charger shortstop. Cat and mouse going on at second base as that's low and away. For ball 2, the count evens at 2-2. Don't let Carson Orton's size fool you. He can run a little bit. Most of you know Carson was a heck of a defensive end on our state championship football team. There's a looper to right center. And like I said, here comes big Carson chugging around. Easily will score. Nice at bat, Blake Adams. Very good at bat. Reached out and took the off-speed pitch to the offering to right field. And nice read by Carson and Coach Draper getting him going, knowing that was going to fall easily for a base hit. As the Chargers even the score at 1 with freshman Colby Lewis in the cleanup spot. A tribute to his skill set that he's batting cleanup on this baseball team at his size. He might be the smallest cleanup hitter, but not. He certainly has held his own this year. He isn't going to be special. Catcher, infielder, has delivered several clutch hits for the Chargers. He has Colby, and there's a ball pickoff attempt thrown away as it's rolling down first base. Blake's going to make it all the way to third base, no problem. Blake has great speed, and the ball rolled all the way up the right field side of the fence, in foul ground. So Blake easily around to third base. Unforced error there by the Owls. So that changes the approach a little bit for our cleanup hitter with 1 out. You didn't play, right? So here we go. Colby Lewis steps in. Curveball stays up for ball 1. Delivery, we'll see if we get a tag here. Short fly ball to center. Don't think so. Now, not nearly deep enough. So good job by Dawson, retiring the cleanup hitter Colby Lewis for the second out of the inning. And that will bring up our catcher, Mart Smith Jr. Junior Mart Smith, batting .284, having a solid year. Mart plays first and catches for the Chargers. Hits from the other side, as you can see. Well, don't know. Okay, now he's going to stretch. I wouldn't advise going from the windup with the person on third at this level. We'll get you to balk and get a freebie. And there's a hit hard to left field by Mart. Absolutely, it's down. Blake Adams will score easy as Mart comes around, and he will have an easy stand-up double. Attaboy, Mart Smith. Delivering in the clutch with a two-out stand-up double. And as the catcher, freshman Ford Stevenson will step in to courtesy run for the catcher as high school rules allow. So 2 down for Landry Kyle. See if he can help himself here and trade places with Ford Stevenson, the courtesy runner for our catcher. That's fouled off his left foot there for strike 1. Nice answer by the Chargers here in the bottom of the first to pick up 2 runs. Big curveball is tapped foul down the left side. Quickly 0-2 to Landry Kyle. Little stop in the action here. Yeah, I wondered that. The first pitch of this at bat was fouled off the front. Looks like inside of his left foot off Landry. So maybe I bet he's okay. Who's the error on? Okay, here we go. Back to action. Landry steps back in 0-2 to the Charger pitcher today as Dawson delivers high and away for ball 1. Freshman Ford Stevenson at second base. Curveball stays up. And it's 2-2. All right, good. Check swing to stay alive there by Landry Kyle. Keep the at-bat going. A lot of breaking pitches thrown by the Owl starter, Dawson. It's at least 6 or 8 curveballs already in the first. Nice job by Landry Kyle to work this count back full. That's hit hard to left field. Playable, though, by the Owl left fielder. And it is caught to retire the side by Bartosovsky. So after 1 complete, the Chargers answer with 2 of their own and take a 2-1 lead into the second inning. We'll be right back with more Charger baseball.
When you walk into Fuzzy's Taco Shop, you'll know you're in the right place. With the best Baja-style menu in town, we'll have the whole family addicted.
Order up.
Nachos, tacos, burritos, it doesn't matter. It's like an explosion of flavor in your mouth. We know you've had a long day, and you deserve a break. So, bring the crew to one of the Fuzzy's Taco Shop locations in Norman, Oklahoma City, or Stillwater. Welcome to your new addiction. Eat me.
Mercedes-Benz of Oklahoma City is proud to offer the leader of luxury SUVs, the new 2018 Mercedes-Benz GLE 350.
We were looking for a powerful luxury SUV that's easy to handle. Safety is always a concern when driving on the highway, and we were really impressed with all the safety features on the GLE. It has a lot of cargo space, and that's very important to me when I'm hauling the family around. Our sales associate made our experience very memorable. It was just that easy.
Only at Mercedes-Benz of Oklahoma City.
Welcome back to the campus of Heritage Hall at Stadium 11. Here is the get ready for the Owls in their second time at bat here in the top of the second. Sophomore Landry Kyle on the mound for the Chargers as his offense has answered with 2 runs to stake him to a 2-1 lead here as we get ready for second inning action. First pitch to the first baseman, Neidert, is fouled straight back for strike 1 for Landry Kyle. And that's going to nick him on the front leg. Give him a free base there for Neidert. He is hit by pitch. I don't think that hurt too bad, but they'll take their base nonetheless. Well, it's frustrating for Landry. Strike 1 is what you always want, and then we nick him in the foot. So, Chase DiFilippo, the DH today, will step in for the Owls with no outs and a man on first. Kyle working from the stretch, and that's going to get away from Art Smith as Neidert's going to cruise down a second easily on the wild pitch. So ball 1 to DiFilippo, the DH today for the Owls. And there's a strike right in there for Landry Kyle. 1-1 the count to Chase DiFilippo. That ball stays outside. If you're looking for something fun to do tonight, come out to the ballpark. It is perfect weather. Got good high school baseball here. Both winning teams here as we prime for postseason action right around the corner. Definitely a strike there. As the count evens at 2-2. I like it. No, that leaves no doubt. Oh, I love it. Landry Kyle strikes out DiFilippo on the foul tip that goes into the glove of Mart Smith and hangs in there and retires DiFilippo for the first out of the inning. That will bring up the Owls pitcher, number 20, Jake Dawson. One down here in the top of the second. Man on second for the Owls. As the pitcher will bat from the left side, throws right. And there's a whirl and look back by Landry Kyle for the runner at second. There's a fly ball down the left side. It's going to get foul. Great effort by Jake LaForce there in left field. As Jake always does, gives it everything he had to chase that one. That it just landed harmlessly in foul ground for strike 1. All right, everybody's back in their positions ready to go here. Off-speed delivery by Kyle stays outside for ball 1. It's tapped towards the right side. Easy flip to Carson Orton for the second out of the inning. Good job by Landry Kyle there. Couldn't get good wood on the off-speed stuff there. Nice job by Landry to retire Dawson for the second out of the inning. That will bring up the left fielder, Holden Bartoshevsky, number 10, for the Owls. See if we can get out of here and leave that man stranded at third base. Another left-handed hitter for the Owls. Attaboy, stay on the ground. Lazy, soft liner to our shortstop, makes the easy play. Great job, Landry Kyle, giving up the leadoff hit by pitch and then gets out of it with no damage. So through 1.5, the score remains Heritage Hall 2, your Elgin Owls 1. Like we said, it takes a lot of people to make ChargerVision possible, not the least of which is, again, I won't say it enough, and that's Luke Steelman and his group of staff and the technology they impart to our kids and allow our patrons to see the action on the World Wide Web. It's second to none in the high school video business. Another great sponsor, we're all familiar with Fuzzy's Taco Shop. There's no better game day restaurant, fresh, fast, and fun. Stop in Chisholm Creek after the game or visit one of their other locations in Edmond, Bricktown, Norman, Stillwater, and now open in Moore. Fuzzy's, welcome to your new addiction. I was down in Dallas this weekend and saw a couple Fuzzies down there. They're everywhere, and we all enjoy Fuzzies. The cousin of Fuzzies, Texadelphia Social Grill, presenting sponsor of ChargerVision since 2013. Tex-Mex meets Philly cheesesteak, and your taste buds are the winner. Stop by the Lower Bricktown location and make every day a Texadelphia day. Another group that we're all partial to here at Heritage Hall, and that is Fields and Futures. We want to thank them for supporting ChargerVision. Check them out at fieldsandfutures.com to find out how they're empowering coaches and kids to be something bigger than themselves. Fields and Futures, one field, one coach, one student at a time. As always, the Ryans have the Charger field looking great. We painted, or those men painted a Charger logo in center field last week, and it's looking great. One of the better places to play in the metro area and Oklahoma is here at Stadium 11. Okay, bottom of the second, Charger left fielder Jake LaForce will be stepping in as he hits from the left side. And that stays upstairs for ball one to Jake. Jake, a junior, another multiple sport athlete here at Heritage, was a major contributor to our state championship basketball team. Check swing, and that will be ball two. Jake LaForce, nice job of holding up right there. Quickly, ball three. I will bet you that Jake LaForce will have the take right here. Need base runners. That's right in there for strike one to Jake LaForce. So the count 3-1. Jake's never an easy out. Delivered a big base hit against Chisholm Friday night. Nice pitch by Dawson right on the black there on the inside for strike two. Quickly, the count back to 3-2. Went back to the same place and struck Jake out, for the first out of the inning. Max Harburger will step in as a DH today. Often a center fielder or one of our outfielders is going to DH today. And he looks at ball one. Does Max. Max hitting .308 with 4 doubles, 2 triples. Max runs well, 13 ribbies. As he hits a lazy fly ball to center field, playable, and corralled by the Owls center fielder for the second out of the inning. So quickly 2 down for the Charger half of the second. We'll bring up third baseman senior Preston Taylor. Preston at .276 with a double, 14 ribbies, 21 runs, and 7 stolen bases. Preston runs very well. Another one of our football, baseball receiver and DB on the football team. Really had a fine athletic career here at Heritage Hall, has Preston. PT, as he's affectionately known. As the count evens at 1-1 to Preston Taylor. In case you didn't hear that, that was a strike. And the count is 1-2 to Preston. That delivery is upstairs. Preston looks at ball 2 as the count evens. And he takes strike 3 looking to in the inning. So Dawson with a strong second inning for the Owls as he retires the Chargers in order to end the second. So through 2 complete, it's Chargers 2, the Elgins from Owl 1. And we'll be right back with more baseball action from State.
I've got $10,000 that says Joe Cooper will beat any other Ford dealer's price on a new Ford.
And I'll beat any Ford dealer's price on a new Ford by $500.
Or we'll give you $10,000 cash. Check it out. Get a new 2017 Escape for only $16,849 or just $159 a month. Or get a new F-150 Super Crew STX for only $299 a month. Getting the best buy of the week is fast, fun, and easy at Joe Cooper Ford. Who loves you, Oklahoma?
Come see us at Joe Cooper Ford.
Welcome back to Heritage Hall as we get into the top of the third. And Landry Kyle delivers, and that's going to drop in the gap. Be cut off by Chuck Shepard for a leadoff single. For the top of the order, Trevor Bianchini, the catcher, who is 2 for 2 today, and he's seen 2 pitches. So leadoff single for the leadoff man in the order for the Owls, brings up center fielder Jake Meets. Not surprisingly, Jake squares the bunt, but it is fouled back. Good speed on the bases and at the plate for the Owls. Don't see a lot of catchers leading off, which tells you he probably runs quite well, does Trevor. Snap throw by Kyle over to first. Bianchini dives back safely. Squares to bunt, but looks at ball 1. Does Meets. I'm going to go off some of the Owl teammates here. They said Mintz. I'm going to go with Mintz. As he squares the bunt and looks at another strike. Frustrating there for the Owl coaches, I'm sure, as he looks at a strike he could have handled and pulled his bat back. So the count 1-2 to Mintz for the Owls. Landry gets Bianchini back again. 1-2 the count to the Owl center fielder. Time called. That is hit into right field. We'll see what we call here. Range Faulkner caught it and dropped it on the transfer is what I saw, and that is also what the umpires have said. Not a lot of argument from the Owl coaches. Happens periodically. He wanted to make sure and get that out. I don't know that the runner was going anywhere, but nonetheless, the Owl center fielder is retired for the first out of the inning. That will bring up shortstop Jakin Snyder, who had an RBI single in his first at bat. Kyle looks back the runner again. Ball 1 to Jakin Snyder. Well, they've got him hung up in a pickle here. Snap throw by Mart Smith. Ball was dropped, bobbled for just a hair by Carson Orton, the first baseman, and Bianchini does slide head first safely with the correct call into second base. Carson will be angry with himself for that. So nonetheless, Bianchini gets down to second in scoring position with the count 1-1 to the Owls shortstop Jakin Snyder. That ball's lifted to left field. Here comes Jake LaForce, and we're going to double him up. We sure are. And that young man's going to get an earful from his coaches there. With only one out, he was 2/3 down the way to third. Jake LaForce makes the play and throws a BB to second base for the double play. Great job, Jake LaForce, as the side is retired in the top of the third. The score remains Heritage Hall 2 and the Elgin Owls 1. Lots going on at the Hall here in the spring. Probably our busiest time in the athletic department. Need to give a shout out to middle school baseball. The Chargers completed a perfect 22-0 season, the first in school history. Likely. We might not have official records of that, but that's what it says. They scored 199 runs while only giving up 32, including 8 shutouts. Total domination and a bright future for the Charger baseball program. Way to go, young Chargers. Charger golf, as always, is dominating, off to a great start, winning tournaments at Ada, Mustang, and El Reno, and third at the Kingfisher tournament, and winning the 4A state preview on Tuesday. William McDonald, who has been the leader scoring-wise, was 6th individually with a 77, and Ben Shawnet was 10th with a 79. The golfers were on the links at Cimarron Trails today in Guthrie for the 4A regional preview and have the Guthrie Blue Jay Bash on Thursday, a long-time tournament in Guthrie. Always fun to hit Aqua Canyon and Cimarron and all the courses up in Guthrie. Charger soccer teams are gearing up for the playoffs as district play dwindles down. Friday, the girls scored an impressive 11-1 win over Western Heights, and the boys, in a thriller, lost a 3-2 on PKs to the Jets. The girls finished second in their district. The boys will be on the road after tying for second, but dropping to fourth on tiebreakers. Specifics will be released soon, including our broadcast plans, so stay tuned to ChargerVision for postseason soccer. The Owls have Braden Moreland is now on the bump, a freshman for the Owls, as this is not a district game, so you would imagine that both coaches, especially seems so with Elgin, probably have their young men on a pitch count and want to keep them fresh as postseason play is right around the corner. So the new pitcher for the Owls is number 15, Braden Moreland. I didn't get all the switches. I don't know if Dawson stayed in the game. The pitcher. I don't see him. Even swap then by the Owls. Okay, back to action here in the bottom of the third. As is often the case in the bottom of the third, the top of the lineup up for their second at bat, and that will mean Chuck Shepard steps in. And the freshman Moreland delivers ball 1. That's down for ball 2 to Shepard. Chuck grounded out to second base, his first at bat. And he quickly slaps that through the left side for a clean single. So Chuck leads off the third with a single to left. Like we said, Chuck is a tough out. Don't see him not on the paths, usually 2 at-bats in a row. And that will bring up the first baseman, Carson Orton, step in for the Chargers with no outs here. And I bet his eyes are pretty big here as this young freshman is going to face the Chargers' best hitter. And strike 1 to Carson. Yeah, I said best hitter. That's arguable. There's 3 seniors at the top. They're all batting over 480, so what a great problem to have. You have to figure out which one is the best hitter. So here we go. No outs in the bottom of the third. Snap throw to first, and Chuck easily back in there. Senior Carson Orton will head to Cali County Junior College in Kansas to continue his baseball career next year. As he looks at ball 1 from the young freshman for the Owls. Never know. I don't know what the book is on the Owl catcher, but certainly Chuck always a threat to take a base. Good slide step by the young freshman to get the ball home quickly. Just misses upstairs with curveball. Good hard secondary bluff there by Chuck, but he stays put right at first base. 3-1. I don't know if he'll be going anywhere here, possibly hit and run, but don't want to take the bat out of Carson's hands, that's for sure. Hitters count. And there goes Chuck. And it's ball 4. I'll give Chuck some style points for that slide in class tomorrow, but unnecessary. Look very good. Okay, we're in business here in the bottom of the third. Blake Adams delivered an RBI single in his first at bat in the first inning. The 3-hole hitter will step in with men on first and second and no outs against the Owls freshman here at Stadium 11 at Heritage Hall. See what Coach Draper has planned here. Can't have a better situation than this. Your 3-hole up and your 2 seniors already on base. And that is popped straight up a mile high. See if it's playable, and it is. And Blake is retired. Nice play by the catcher there, Bianchini, for the Owls. That was a major league pop-up right there in foul ground on the first base side, and it is corralled for Bianchini for the first out of the inning. So, brings up the cleanup hitter, Colby Lewis. As we mentioned, just a freshman. Colby having an incredible first year for the Chargers. 1 out here in the third. Colby's going to loop a little soft liner that is caught by the shortstop so quickly. 2 pitches and 2 outs for the Chargers here. And that will bring up Mart Smith, whose first at bat of the day was an RBI double back in the first inning. So let's see if Mart can stay hot here and deliver again with 2 outs. There goes Chuck on a hit and run, and here we go. You gotta love it, and we're going to score easily, does Chuck. As Mark Smith delivers, is 2 for 2 on the day. I say pit and run. I didn't see the signal. It may not have been. It may have just been Chuck on his own reading that he was going to get to go. They didn't give him a look back, and he had a good secondary lead and took off. And Mart Smith came through again as he's working on a perfect day. Score goes to 3-1, 2 down here in the bottom of the third. And the pitcher, Landry Kyle, steps in and looks at ball 1. Yeah, here we come with Ford Stevenson will re-enter the game as the courtesy runner for our catcher, Mart Smith. Fun for Ford to get to do this, as when the catcher goes 2 for 2, you get to play more. So Ford, one of our up-and-coming freshmen, a really good player in himself. Snap throw by the pitcher, or the catcher, excuse me, makes for a close play for Ford. Probably not used to seeing that last year in middle school baseball. But he got back in there on his front side safely. That's down. Three and 0 the count to Landry Kyle, as he will probably be taking this one all the way. And does, and it is ball 4. So on a 4-pitch walk by the Owl freshman, will bring up Jake LaForce, left fielder. Senior Blake Horrell will enter the game to courtesy run for our pitcher, Landry Kyle. If you follow Heritage Hall Athletics, you know what kind of season Blake had and hit what I would say is a pretty big shot in the state championship game. Go-ahead shot with about 15 seconds to go that iced the state championship win over the Kingfisher Yellow Jackets. So Blake steps in to run for the Chargers. Bases loaded. 2 down here in the bottom of the third for Jake LaForce. And Jake promptly is, it's not going to have the legs. In short left field, the shortstop makes the play on a lazy fly that I thought might get down, but it doesn't. So, gives up 1 run, does Owl freshman, but gets out of the jam with the bases loaded, and the Chargers leave 3. After 3 complete, the score, Heritage Hall 3, Elgin Owls 1.
You're like most of us. You've got junk in your garage. Heavy junk. It's taking up space. It's collecting dust. Here's a thought. Do something about it. While you're at it, let's clean out the shed, the spare room, maybe a little more in the garage. Big or small, just point and it's gone. Junk Boss. Your junk goes here.
Welcome back to Heritage Hall and Stadium 11 here, where the Chargers, through 3 complete innings, have jumped out to a 3-1 lead. As Landry Kyle remains on the bump, pitching well for the Chargers. As the cleanup hitter, Kendrick Black, steps in for the Owls to lead off the 4th inning and looks promptly at strike 1. Well, we like it. Kendrick Black waves at strike 2, so quickly in the hole 0-2 is the Owl right fielder. That will not make anyone on the left side very happy. 0-2 count, and he hits him with a breaking ball on the shoulder. takes his base. Does Kendrick Black. Second hit batsman today by Kyle. We'll bring up Lance Bianchini, the second baseman for the Owls. Got to be brothers with Trevor Bianchini. So no outs here in the top of the fourth. Healthy lead at first by Black, and the snap throw is corralled in the dirt by Orton. Young guys watching can see how to play the game with these older boys here for Heritage Hall. That is popped to the left side to Preston Smith, who's going to creep back into fair territory and corral it for the first out of the inning. Good job, Landry Kyle, coming right back after that hit batsman, which will bring up the first baseman for the Owls, T.J. Neidert, number 16. First pitch fouled straight back for strike one. Another snap throw to first. Breaking ball is fouled out of play to the left side. Charger outfield definitely playing Neidert to pull the baseball from the left side. Pretty substantial shift by all three outfielders here. Way upstairs there. Snap throw down by Mart Smith. Kendrick Black is back in there easily. 1-2 the count to T.J. Neidert. There goes a runner. Just under the slide, or under the tag, excuse me. Kendrick Black slides in there face first safely, steals the base. And that was a ball, so it brings the count to 2-2 to Neidert. All right, strikeout was just what the doctor ordered right there, and Landry comes through. Big strikeout there for Landry Kyle for the second out of the inning, which is going to bring up the DH Chase DiFilippo with an Owl in scoring position and a 3-1 ball game. Got a good one here. Swung and missed, but it gets away from Mart Smith. So Black will easily take third on the pass ball there. Mart working hard back there. That's upstairs for ball one to DiFilippo. Attaway, Preston is hit hard to third base, but he stays right down, head down. Very good fundamental baseball. Scoops it up, easily throws it over to retire the side for the Chargers. No runs there for the Owls as we are through 3.5, and the score remains 3-1 here at Heritage Hall. A couple other things going on at Heritage. We mentioned the soccer team. Track program didn't have the manpower to place as a team at the large meet, one of the biggest meets in Oklahoma, the John Jacobs Invitational down at OU, but they had some impressive showings nonetheless. Landon Mulder, if you know Landon, great kid, just stays in that weight room, and he plays sixth in the discus with a toss of 129 feet. And youngster Daphne Matthews won the 400 and was second in the mile run. She's quite an athlete. The girls' 4x4 relay was fifth overall. Regionals are this Saturday down Ardmore Way at Plainview High School. Girls tennis is gearing up for another run in a state title. Both teams took home the 5A East and West Showdown titles last week. Trey Hulskamp and Brooke Thompson each won number 1 singles for the boys and girls respectively. Annabelle Treadwell won number 2 singles, and the duo of Lucia Roots and Eric Abbott captured the number 2 doubles crown. All that remains before the playoffs are the Union Tournament and the Braver Invitational next week right here at Heritage Hall. And lots of Charger pride for Heritage Hall debate. Your OSSAA Class 6A champions, sophomore Saif Salim turned up with senior Vias Ventakaram to go up 7-0 and defeat Jinx on a 2-1 decision in the final round. Vias' third 6A policy debate state title gives him the most by any debater in Oklahoma history, but partner Saif is only a sophomore, so look out, Vias. But to say that only, I swear, this place it just never ceases to amaze me. The talent running through this school. We have two. I know from talking to Dr. Schaefer recently, we have 2 students who have been accepted to MIT. We have kids accepted to Harvard. We have kids accepted to Stanford. So a lot of well-rounded, great kids running around Heritage Hall, several of which are on this baseball team. Which brings us back to action here in the bottom of the 4th. The DH Max Hardberger steps in, and he fouls the first one off for strike 1. Just off the corner there for ball 1 for the freshman, who has rallied and settled himself down and is pitching better than he started. There's a ground ball to the shortstop by Hardberger, who does run well and just gets him. Nice play by the Owls shortstop Snyder to peg Hardberger by a step. That's how it's supposed to be in real baseball. Everything's close. Appreciate how both teams play. We played Elgin the last couple years in football. Very tough-minded group of kids. Not going to give you anything for free, and no different on the baseball field here, it seems. Preston Taylor squares, but looks at ball 1. Might have caught the third baseman napping there. Preston, as you know, runs really well. Thought he might lay one down and get on first base. So ball 1 to Preston Taylor here in the bottom of the 4th. I tell you, the young man behind the plate today has done a good job. That's all you can ask is consistency, and that high pitch has not been a strike all day. Very good job in a hard thing to do. And there's ball 3 to Preston. My bet is he's probably taking here 3-0. Indeed, was taking as the strike comes right down Broadway, as it always seems to do when you're 3-0. So 3-1 the count to Preston Taylor. Senior, one of our fine student athletes. Great in the classroom is Preston. And strike 2. So nice job by the young freshman from Elgin to get the count back full at 3-2. Preston stays alive there, just spraying that one back foul to keep the at-bat alive. Payoff pitch to Preston Taylor is hit off the handle. Okay. Again, we mentioned Preston could run, and he made what should have been a more easy play for the Owls really close. Appreciate the hustle by Preston Taylor, as the first baseman at the last second said, hey, flip, 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 and the young man was over there, but it made for a close play. Good hustle by Preston, but nonetheless is retired for the second out of the inning and brings us back to the top of the order with Chuck Shepard, who looks at strike 1. Chuck 1 for 2 tonight. Singled in his last at bat. There's a breaking ball, 59-footer for ball 1. 1-1 the count to Chuck Shepard. Inside for ball 2. Two and 1 the count. That ball's down. Makes the count 3-1. Good-looking young freshman, though, for the Owls pitching. A lot of bright future for this young man. Ball 4 to Shepard. He will get on base somehow. Great at bat by Chuck. So 2 outs, but great speed on the base paths with the heart of the order coming up. The 2-hole will be Carson Orton. North wind blowing in today. There goes Chuck. He's going to make this easily with no throw. Great jump, ball in the dirt. That equals stolen base for Chuck Shepard. If you were with us Friday, Carson Orton was certainly the star of the game. Came in and pitched 6 innings of relief and made a heck of a play to double up a runner in the top of the 7th. And also, top of the 6th, and also hit a 2-run bomb in the bottom of the 6th. But the wind is blowing in today, but wouldn't put it past him. 2 balls to count here. No reason to get too aggressive, I wouldn't think, if you're the Owls right here with this one. But they do, and he tattoos it, but the wind is going to hold it up for an out. On a south wind day, that's out of here. But it's not. So the young freshman for the Owls gets out of it. No runs across, 1 left. Through 4 complete. The Chargers lead at 3-1 here at Stadium 11 on the campus of Heritage Hall. We'll be right back with more baseball action.
Since 2014, our fans have been the backbone of the club. Fans keep supporting us on the field, in the community, and are the driving force of our success. Our fans create an exciting atmosphere that drives charisma, excellence, and passion. Energy fans, we thank you and welcome you to year number 5.
There are moments that define us, that shape our character, that make us who we are. But what if there were no moments for the children of Oklahoma City? Our kids lack the most basic requirement to participate in sports, a field. It's our time to enable our children to create their own defining moment, to provide resources like an empowered coach, safe equipment, in a field that they can call home.
Welcome back to Heritage Hall. Just a quick run through of the who's in what district here. Heritage Hall is the 4A3 champ with a record of 23-6 and 10-2 in the district, edging out Bethany at 9-3, followed by McLeod and Hera. In the other district, Tuttle was the champ with a 10-0 record. I think Tuttle's very good this year. Kingfisher, Elgin, and Pauls Valley. So competitive baseball in 4A as always as we get to the 5th inning here. And Landry Kyle throws ball 1 to the freshman Braden Moreland, who's going to hit for himself here. And he yanks that one out of play, and unless it hit a tree, it's going into the creek down the left side. So 1-1 the count. Freshman versus sophomore here. Another foul ball to the right side. So Kyle ahead in the count, 1-2. Just missed upstairs. He has been consistent with that. That one was close, but the count goes to 2-2 to the freshman Braden Moreland, pitcher for the Owls. That ball is fouled up and out of play. Back to the cedar trees by the Stevenson Fieldhouse. And the delivery by Kyle is swung and missed. Foul tipped into the glove by Mark Smith, who hangs on for the strikeout and out number 1. Good job, Landry. Stepping in for the Owls will be number 10, Holden Warshawski, the left fielder. Left-handed batter. Whoa! All the way to the backstop there for ball 1 from Landry to the net. I think it's fine because it didn't hit the bricks as the umpire correctly examines the ball. Right back to Landry. So still got a good ball game going. 3-1. Appreciate the good plays by both sides here. This is how the game's supposed to be played. That ball's whacked down the left side, a little tardy by Warshawski. And the count is 1-1. So good pitch there by Landry Kyle. There is a base hit through the right side. Picked up by Faulkner and back into the infield quickly, but nonetheless a clean base hit by Warshawski to the right side. So 1 out, and that will bring up the top of the order. Trevor Bianchini, who is 2 for 2, got a perfect day going, a double and a single. Good scrappy player, young catcher, and runs well. You can tell he's been in a ball game. Leadoff hitter, good speed on the paths for the Owls. Pay close attention here. Down 2 runs here, and they need runners in scoring position. He's 2 for 2, but you would think the bunt may be in order, maybe not with 1 out, though. Good job, Mark Smith. Corrals that one in the dirt as the count is 2-0 now to Warshawski, or excuse me, to Bianchini, the leadoff catcher for the Owls. And there he goes. He swung through and missed, and that is thrown to center field, but he's going to stay put as Chuck corrals the throw that just was to the first base side. But a stolen base by Warshawski. But that was a swing and a miss. So the count 2-1 to Bianchini. 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Fouled back by Bianchini as he hangs tough in this at bat. 2-2 to count. Oh, big strikeout there. Nice job, Landry Kyle. In very great control tonight. Throwing a lot of strikes. We'll bring up Jake Mintz, the center fielder, the 2-hole hitter. But changes everything with 2 down. Infielders can know what they're doing. A little easier situation here with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th, and the Owls center fielder stepping in. Okay, outside for ball 1. Always hollow to complain about balls and strikes in the 5th inning, so, and that was probably outside. The guy's done a heck of a job back there. Here we go, 1-0. All right. Lazy liner towards short, easily handled by our veteran shortstop Blake Adams to retire the side. So good job, Landry Kyle. Score remains 3-1 through 4.5. 1 left for the Owls. A couple other sponsors that are integral to the success of ChargerVision. I'd like to thank longtime sponsor Mercedes-Benz of Oklahoma City for their support. Visit them downtown or online at mercedes-benzofokc.com Mercedes-Benz of Oklahoma City, the best or nothing. A huge thank you to Stanley's Graduation Services, offering Jostens products and conveniently located in Edmond for all your high school grad needs. Class rings, letter jackets, announcements, and championship rings. Celebrating moments that matter, Stanley's Graduation Services. Matt Stanley, a familiar face to Charger fans, always around, and his daughter, a junior and the leading scorer on the basketball team. One of my favorites, Hannah, is a heck of a basketball player. Okay. The Owls have gone to their third pitcher of the outing here, and it's going to be number 1, Braden Shackelford, who was playing third base and has moved over to pitcher. And the starting pitcher, Jake Dawson, is now at third base, who sat out for a couple innings while Moreland pitched, the freshman. So he re-enters, which is allowed in high school rules. Starters can re-enter the game one time. Braden Shackelford just simply moves over from third to the mound. Shackelford is a senior. I thought so. Tall, good-looking athlete. Obviously a little older than Moreland. So we are to the bottom of the 5th. And been a nice, clean ball game by both teams. 4 hits apiece. The score 3-1. Your Chargers ahead, with Blake Adams stepping in as the 3-hole to lead off the bottom of the 5th. High and inside for ball 1 to Blake from Shackelford. A little more gas with that fastball than the freshman Moreland had. See how we handle it here. That's down and away for ball 2 to Adams. Pulled just, yes sir, that's fair. That's a chalk fly. Love it. So here comes Blake, will cruise in for a stand-up double. Yep, the white chalk went up. That's a fair ball. Great job. Way to lead off the inning there for Blake Adams. So in will step the cleanup hitter, freshman Colby Lewis. We could use a couple insurance runs here. See what happens here with Coach Draper and our young cleanup hitter. Blake, a great base runner, needs a couple stolen bases to become the leading stolen base man in Heritage Hall history, and they do lay down the bunt. Nobody here. And the second baseman went to sleep on that one for the Owls, and their coach is not real happy about it. Fundamental baseball there, not practiced by the Owls, and Coach Garrett's a good coach and done a good job, and there's nothing worse than seeing that as a head coach. Certainly at the varsity level, you would expect he just went to sleep and probably thought cleanup hitter, and it's one of those oh goodness moments, and he was way late coming over, so Colby lays it down, but nobody at first base, so he is safe on the sacrifice attempt, which will mean a base hit for Colby and runners at the corners with no outs. Conference on the mound right now for the Owls. Little venting going on by the coach for the Owls. I don't blame him. It happens. Okay. So runners at the corners. Back to action here. Shackelford, the new pitcher for the Owls. So Mart Smith, a hot 2 for 2 today, has another chance to deliver. No outs here in the bottom of the 5th. The Chargers are in business. As Mart looks at ball 1 just outside. never know. They may bunt with Mart. I don't know. Squeeze. Blake's a great squeeze candidate at third base. Great base runner. But what the heck? Great job, Mart. He hit the ball hard and reaches on a fielder's choice, but he delivers with the RBI FC, and he's on base for the third time today. We'll get courtesy run by Ford Stevenson. Another RBI for Mark Smith. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th for the Charger catcher, delivering, at least getting the ball in play as he drives home Blake Adams. So 1 out. There was a force out at second on the ball hit up the middle, and Ford Stevenson the runner at first. Check swing, gonna get foul. Luckily for Landry Kyle, he didn't mean to do that. Almost looked like Willie Mays Hayes first at bat in Major League back in the good old days. Whoops. 0-1 to Landry Kyle here in the bottom of the 5th. 1 on. As the pitcher steps off, Shackelford steps off. Ball's down for ball 1. That's outside for ball 2. Count goes to 2-1. There goes Ford Stevenson. He's going to have to retreat back. Better hurry. And he does get back. Looked like the hit and run was on. Landry Kyle flies out to right field. And Ford Stevenson will remain at first base with 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th, and Jake LaForce stepping in. Struck out last at bat, did Jake? Ball 1 away to the Charger left fielder. Snap throw is in the dirt. Swing and a miss there by Jake LaForce to even the count at 1-1. Foul tipped into the glove for strike 2 to Jake LaForce. Count 1-2. Shorten up and get her in play here, Jake. Let's see what we can do. Ball's in the dirt. Ford takes second base. Okay, so we're runner in scoring position. 2's across the board here. That's up, that's up. So good job, Jake, working the count full here. Ford Stevenson on second base. We've seen this before. Shackelford strikes out. LaForce to end the inning, but we do pick up a run. Double by Blake Adams to lead off the inning, and he makes it home on a fielder's choice by Mark Smith with the RBI. So through 5 complete, the score is now Heritage Hall 4, the Elgin Owls 1. We'll be right back with Charger Baseball from Stadium 11. Welcome back to Heritage Hall. Well, we've moved right along in this ball game. Just about an hour 20 in is all, and we're in the 6th inning. That's how the game's supposed to be played. Good effort by both teams as Landry Kyle remains on the mound for the Chargers. The sophomore pitching very well tonight. Gave up 1 in the first and zeros across the board after that. And that is hit hard to left field, but Jake LaForce makes a great play right up against the wall as that was belted by the shortstop from Elgin, Snyder. Probably on a south wind day like Carson's, it might have gotten out, but it's not. Way to go, Jake LaForce. Stayed with it the whole time, and his whole body was against the green fence and caught it for out number 1. Kendrick Black will now step in, the right fielder for the Owls. That was hit to Preston Taylor at third, and nice job. Throw pulled him off just down the line, but Carson Orton slaps the tag on him for out number 2. Good job by Carson there to stay with that. Young first basemen tend to set up too early, and then a throw like that, you can't make the adjustment and catch it. Good veteran play right there. 2 quick outs in the inning and strike 1 to Lance Bianchini, the second baseman for the Owls. That's going to drop for a base hit right in front of Jake LaForce. But as always, Jake giving it chase, buddy. He is a hustler. Made quite an athletic career for himself here at the Hall. Limited size-wise, but contributes to the basketball program and the baseball program, does Jake. So single to left with 2 down. Brings up the first baseman, Neidert, who looks at ball 1 down and in. Wouldn't think Bianchini would be going, but you never know. It's a 3-run lead. And Landry quickly in the hole 2-0 as Coach Jordan Seymour is going to take a quick visit to the mound. Nobody likes a 2-0 count, especially the pitching coach. While we have a moment, you might want to visit on your free time. If you're at campus, visit Charger Corner Campus Store to get the latest Charger gear. Did you know all profits go directly to teachers, classrooms, and programs like ChargerVision? Store hours are 10 to 2 daily on school days. Get your Charger pride on. Okay, so 2-0 to the first baseman, Neidert, for the Owls. Sophomore Landry Kyle in his 6th inning of work. Right in there for strike 1. Way to go, Landry. 2-1 now the count. That's hit hard to center field. And Jake LaForce with another gem, diving over his left shoulder to make the play. Unbelievable play by Jake LaForce. Well, we mentioned you can get a lot out of talent and hustle combined, and well, what a play by Jake LaForce. You won't see it any better on ESPN or anywhere else. Unbelievable snag. That definitely had double written all over it and a 4-2 lead, and he saved one, stole one back from the Owls right there. They hit the ball hard twice that inning and nothing to show for it. Way to go, Jake LaForce. Heck of a play. Which brings us to the bottom of the 6th with the score remaining 4-1, thanks in part to Jake LaForce. Great diamond gems out there in the outfield. Unbelievable. ChargerVision is fueled by the continued support of RS Fuel Convenience Store. Make a pit stop on the south side of Memorial between Portland and May. high-performance fuel for your car and for you. Shout out to another amazing sponsor, Energy FC Soccer. Kick it with the city's best soccer team. Single game and season tickets are available at 235-KICK or online at energyfc.com. Shackelford will remain on the bump for the Owls. It looks like our right fielder, Range Faulkner, will come in for the DH and hit for himself here. Range, another young and upcoming sophomore. Another really fine student athlete here at the Hall as he fouls that one harmlessly to the right side. Range at 277, having a solid sophomore season. Started out on fire and has leveled off just a bit, which is very common for a young hitter. But a lot of talent here for Range, and as he looks at ball one that goes all the way to the backstop. Little race to the ball there by Carson and the catcher Bianchini for the Owls. Baseball's supposed to be fun. Both teams seem to have the right approach today. Swing and a miss there by Faulkner at a live fastball there from Shackelford. Right on the black on the outside. Good pitch. 1-2 now to Faulkner. And down and in, but gets Range to offer at that one as well as he strikes out. That will bring up Preston Taylor. A couple of nice plays today in the hot corner. Pretty much wherever you put Preston, he plays well. As he waves and offers it the first pitch for strike one. Fouled our way and up and out of play into the parking lot. So quickly 0-2 to Preston Taylor here in the bottom of the sixth. That's ball one upstairs. It's good discipline by most of these hitters for the Chargers. You won't see them offering at things out of the zone. Good veteran group here. That curveball's going to get him. Certainly did. And that's Shackelford's best pitch of his short outing here tonight. As Preston Taylor looks at strike three, which will bring us to the top of the order with two down and Chuck Shepard. As Chuck looks at ball one here in the bottom of the sixth. Score 4-1. The hometown Chargers on top. And that's fouled straight up and coming right at us and lands right above my head. I'm glad there was a roof there. I think that was a roof. Maybe Big Ryan thinks maybe it hit a car. We'll be nice and say we hope it was the roof. I know what you're thinking deep down, though, Ryan. Okay, 1-1 to count to Chandler Shepard. You almost just, it's crazy with, he's become such a tough out, you just expect Chuck to get on base. Looks at strike two there. Shackelford loosening up and in the groove just a bit here. Curveball that misses for Shackelford, so the count now 2-2. full count, as you might have heard by the umpire behind the plate. 3-2 to Chandler Shepard. I bet he gets on base. He's going to have to hurry. By a step, they get him. Nice play by Snyder again at shortstop. Always a tough out is Chuck Shepard. So, through 6 complete, the score is 4 for your Heritage Hall Chargers, 1 for the Elgin Owls. And we'll see if we can close the Owls out here as they come to, and when we come back to Stadium 11.
When you walk into Fuzzy's Taco Shop, you'll know you're in the right place. With the best Baja-style menu in town, we'll have the whole family addicted.
Order up.
Nachos, tacos, burritos, it doesn't matter. It's like an explosion of flavor in your mouth. We know you've had a long day, and you deserve a break. So, bring the crew to one of the Fuzzy's Taco Shop locations in Norman, Oklahoma City, or Stillwater. Welcome to your new addiction. Eat me.
Mercedes-Benz of Oklahoma City is proud to offer the leader of luxury SUVs, the new 2018 Mercedes-Benz GLE 350.
We were looking for a powerful luxury SUV that's easy to handle. Safety is always a concern when driving on the highway, and we were really impressed with all the safety features on the GLE. It has a lot of cargo space, and that's very important to me when I'm hauling the family around. Our sales associate made our experience very memorable. It was just that easy.
Only at Mercedes-Benz of Oklahoma City.
Welcome back to Stadium 11, where Landry Kyle will take the bump and try to close this thing out here in the 7th inning. The Owls have a 3-run deficit to climb here in the top of the 7th. First pitch is chopped down the left side, foul for strike 1. One and one the count now to the Owl pitcher, Shackelford. 2-1 now. Throwing strikes. Here we go. That's going to stay upstairs for ball 3. 3-1 the count now to Shackelford, the senior pitcher for the Owls. Right in there and offered at. Popped up to the right side and corralled by first baseman Carson Orton to retire the first batter of the inning. Shackelford will be frustrated with that on a 3-1 count. So, Jake Dawson, the starting pitcher for today, steps in, now playing third base, looks at ball 1 with 1 down here in the top of the 7th. Good-looking kid. Looks like he might play a little linebacker. I think he does, if I recall, from this fall. That's ball 2 up in the zone to Dawson. That's chopped down the right side in fair territory, easily corralled by Carson Orton for the second out of the inning. So 2 down here. Barzowski steps in, the left fielder. Hits from the left side. 2 down and no one on here. And Landry Kyle pumps it right in there for strike 1. And that ball is fouled back. Barzowski quickly in the hole, 0-2. To Landry Kyle here in the top of the 7th. fouled out of play there down the left side, awfully tardy there. But defensive swing nonetheless. 0-2 now remains to Barshovsky. Another foul ball. O2 delivery. Good pitch there. 1-2. The count to Barshovsky here in the 7th inning. Here's a slow roll to second base. And Landry Kyle with the complete game 5-hit win over the Elgin Owls. Great outing by the Chargers. As efficient as you can get. Less than an hour, 40 minutes for the ball game. 24-6 do go the Chargers here, as we will face the Tuttle Tigers here tomorrow in another home matchup against a formidable opponent in the Tigers. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back as soon as possible with player of the game, Landry Kyle.
$10,000 that says Joe Cooper will beat any other Ford dealer's price on a new Ford.
And I'll beat any Ford dealer's price on a new Ford by $500.
Or we'll give you $10,000 cash. Check it out. Get a new 2017 Escape for only $16,849 or just $159 a month. Or get a new F-150 Super Crew STX for only $299 a month. Getting the best buy of the week is fast, fun, and easy at Joe Cooper Ford. Who loves you, Oklahoma?
Come see us at Joe Cooper Ford.
See you, Rhino. Okay, welcome back to Heritage Hall at Stadium 11 on the campus of Heritage Hall School here in Oklahoma City. Probably failed to identify myself throughout the game. I'm Steve Chart, a 1988 graduate here at Heritage Hall, and make my employment home here as well. Love it. Work in the athletic department, so it's been a joy to watch these Chargers today as they go to 24-6 with a complete game. Excellent job by Landry Kyle. 7 complete innings. Only gave up 5 hits, only 1 earned run, 4 strikeouts. And just making hand signals with Landry Kyle. He's going to run up here and visit with us. But like I said, we'll be hosting another home game tomorrow versus the Tuttle Tigers. We mentioned earlier they won their district with a 10-0 record, unblemished, 26-6 on the year. Always a great program. The Tigers, tough, wrestling, football, always tough in everything they do down there, and they'll bring a good team. So if you miss today, it's going to be warmer tomorrow, and come up and get you some more high school baseball. Tomorrow's game will not be on ChargerVision, so if you want to see the Chargers, you'll need to get in the car and come to Stadium 11 here at 122nd and Penn. I see Coach Brown dragging the field for the JV game, which will begin in about 20 minutes. We will not televise the JV game, but good, another evening, great evening to watch some ball here. Postseason coming up, we will be hosting a regional, but now it looks like my man Landry Kyle is making his way up here.
Just a second, don't start talking yet.
Right.
You guys can go.
All right, I got with me our player of the game, Landry. Great job today, buddy. Seven complete innings, only 5 hits, 1 earned run, 4 strikeouts is what we had unofficially. But what would you think was working best for you today, buddy?
My fastball, being able to locate it. The slider was a little off today, but fastball is definitely a key factor in being able to throw strikes and making them get ground balls.
Well, what I love to see is, you're a great example of you're only a sophomore and you're going to be tall and lanky. We know each other, and you're going to be – but right now you're pitching without throwing it by people at 90 miles an hour, which is a great lesson for our young guys out there. If you can throw strikes and play some baseball, you can win baseball games because that's a good team, a 20-11 record. Elgin's a good program. And the complete game, I bet our coaches were happy not having to reach into the pen at all today.
Yes, sir, but people in the field also did a great job backing me up, like Jake LaForce in the outfield. A couple of great, amazing plays.
Oh, my gosh.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's, one of the problems we run into at Heritage Hall here is we have so much success. It's crazy, as you well know, Landry. It's hard to figure out player of the game, but we thought, 7 innings complete and a heck of a day on the bump. We'll give my former middle school star the nod today. But so we got the Tuttle Tigers tomorrow. You guys, they'll be tough.
Yes, for sure. They're a great ball club.
Are you looking forward to and we're looking forward to hosting regionals here next week, right?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be great.
Well, you guys did a great job of staying with it and rallying up and winning the district when it didn't look like you might not do it this year. Looked like, and then McLeod did a little bit for us, and we took care of our business. So we're district champs again, and we'll host regionals with Cash and Ada and Kingfisher next week, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, you're becoming a great player. You get better every time I see you, and taller every time I see you, Landry. So you're versatile like all these guys. Proud of you. 7 complete innings. Get the W for your Chargers, and enjoy the win, Landry. Proud of you. Okay, buddy. All right, I got my man Mark Smith. I think we're going to go with co-players of the game. Man, I love it. He's still got the gear on. Mark, good job, buddy.
Thanks, sir.
Great game. Behind the dish today, doing the work that's entailed with being catcher. But tell me what you were seeing at the plate today. 2 huge RBI single, a double and a single today.
I mean, my teammates did a great job of putting me in a position to help them out, and we just got it done.
Well, you did a great job, and calling you and Coach Seymour working together and calling a great game for Landry to finish it up in complete style. And I tell you, your team is so sometimes you play first, and Preston Taylor plays all over the place. Tell me about the versatility of this team.
I think that's something that's really unique about our club. We got 9 guys that can really play anywhere. I mean, we're versatile. It's easy. It's next man up mentality, and that's just really helped us out throughout this year.
Well, and having known all you guys and having half of you in class, and it's a lot of fun to see you compete, play the game right. I mean, that game was about an hour and 35 minutes, a thing of beauty by both teams, but make plays when they're there to make for you. How about our man Jake LaForce in left field tonight?
That was awesome. I mean, Jake's one of my good buddies, and it was awesome to see
I know you guys are.
Make some plays out there.
Well, the second one was an ESPN top 10, over his left shoulder, laid out and saved a run for sure. That would have been a run-scoring double, and just great play all around, airtight out there. And I know you have the Tigers coming in from Tuttle. They'll be tough tomorrow, but then we can turn our attention to regionals next week here at Heritage, right, Mark?
Absolutely.
It looks like Cash, Elgin, and Kingfisher.
Yes, sir.
Tough lineup, but this is what we're used to doing around here, isn't it?
Yeah, we're ready. We're excited.
Good. Well, I appreciate your efforts, Mart, as always. You're a good kid. Enjoy having you in class and seeing you play ball.
Thanks,
enjoy the success.
We'll do.
Okay, Mart. Well, you heard it from Mark Smith and Landry Kyle. To recap, a complete game, 5-hit win by Landry Kyle, sophomore. Great night at the plate for catcher Mart Smith as we beat the Elgin Owls 4-1 and get ready for the Tuttle Tigers. Another great 4A opponent coming in tomorrow to Stadium 11. Will not be telecast by ChargerVision. So as we'll finish that non-district game tomorrow, and then we'll be gearing up for regionals, which I mentioned we will be hosting regionals next week starting Thursday. The other 4 teams are Kingfisher, Ada, and Cash. 3 familiar teams, couple of people that we've played a bunch in some big games in this year in Ada and Kingfisher, if you remember football and basketball seasons. So that has fireworks and fun written all over it. I hope you mark that down on your calendar. Great job by the Heritage Hall Charge tonight. Great program, always a winning program led by Breck Draper and his staff. So congratulations to the Chargers. Again, a 4-1 win over the Elgin Owls tonight here at Stadium 11. Until next time, Charger Pride.